I'm going to call the meeting to order for the Human Rights Commission meeting for the City of Iowa City on September 28th. It's 5:31. We're going to start with roll call, and I'm just going to go down. If individuals are not here, there will be about 2 seconds of silence because I move quickly. Dill Adams, Jessica, here. Siri,
Here.
Jason,
Here.
Ashley, here. Mark,
Here.
Roger,
Here.
Bijou, Tony.
Here.
Okay. At this point, I'm going to read the land acknowledgement, which we have for the City of Iowa City Ad Hoc Truth and Reconciliation Commission and the city's Human Rights Commission. We meet today in the community of Iowa City, which now occupies the homelands of Native American nations, to whom we owe our commitment and dedication. The area of Iowa City was within the homelands of the Iowa, Meskwaki, and Sauk, and because history is complex and time goes far back beyond memory, we also acknowledge the ancient connections of those many other indigenous peoples here. The history of broken treaties and forced removal that dispossessed indigenous peoples of their homelands was and is an act of colonization and genocide that we cannot erase. We implore the Iowa City community to commit to the understanding and addressing these injustices as we work towards equity, restoration, and reparations. I love these paper copies, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of nice to have something in hand. Just throwing that out there, Stephanie, it's kind of wonderful. Moving along to approval of the August 24th meeting minutes. They are included in the packet agenda. Does anybody have any comments, corrections, or concerns regarding the prepared drafted minutes from August 24th? Not hearing anything. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes as written within our packet?
So move. Second.
First by Mark, second by Jason. Perfect. Moving along to public comment items not on the agenda, though I see no public commenters. If there are any, commenters shall address the commission for no more than 5 minutes, and commissioners shall not engage in the discussion with the public of concerning said items. Seeing nobody here, we will be able to move on to item number 5 on our agenda, which is the American
Real quick, did we need to vote on the approval of the minutes, or just a motion?
Oh, I'm
second?
sorry. You're correct, Jason. I went out of procedure. Moving back to item number 3, can we get approval on the motion that was on the table of the approval of the minutes from August 24th? All in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion passes 7, that's how we can count, 7-0. Sorry, Jason, thank you very much. Sorry, Commission. Moving ahead again to item number 5, which is the ARP and Excluded Workers Fund discussion and updates, which has a handout within our packet. At the top it says #Fund Excluded Workers Iowa. I believe this is the same memo that we had received prior to our 24th meeting, which was a memo regarding the pilot fund project in the amount of $8 million and matched funding, $4 million and $4 million between the city and the county. Does any commissioner have any updates that they would like to provide or further discussion based upon our recommendation, any of the hearing posts that they may have attended, or any other communications with agencies, entities, or the excluded workers?
Haven't heard anything.
So
I assume everybody saw, so after we passed that was a Tuesday night that I got interviewed on CBS 2 for that as well. So if you didn't have a chance to check that out, then that happened as well. So basically just reiterating the conversation we had in the statement, so.
I did tune in.
Oh, good.
I saw it as well. Did the council react to it or anything? Do we know?
So Jason and I are both in attendance to accept proclamations at the following city council meeting. I don't know if any of you were also in attendance. I didn't see anyone, but there was also online too. Staff made recommendations on how much to utilize of funding, but they did not directly acknowledge our statement. I believe it was $1 million or $1.2 million that city staff was recommending to allocate directly to the Excluded Workers Fund for the pilot project. And one of the recommendations was to not include children within that head count. So it would just be adults as opposed to also children, which were originally included in this $3,200 stimulus for the 2,500 people.
I believe they recommended $2,000 payments for all adults.
Correct.
Was what the city recommendation was, amongst other things to do with the so amongst several other recommendations for the funds in total. And there was some discussion amongst the council about that, but they made no decisions or commitments. So,
Primarily during the work session.
yep.
Yep.
So that was pretty much all discussed during the work session. And then a large group of the excluded workers group, some of the same people that came to our meeting,
Correct.
were there for public comment. And so there was, many of them that spoke at public comment. So consistent with some of the message that we heard during our meeting and what I've heard them in other presentations as well. So, but there was no further action that was taken by council beyond that.
Yep.
But the staff recommended about 2 million, is that?
That was a proposal from the city
Okay.
manager, as per my understanding. It was either 1 or 2. I think it was only 1 million.
I don't remember the exact number. It was, but I remember it being $2,000 per person for all adults
Okay.
that were undocumented.
Per my understanding as well, they do not want to expedite any funding from the ARP funding. They want to wait until hearing from all the posts in, then they would make full recommendations for the total amount that Iowa City has, which is, I think, 18 million in October. And then I know that the excluded workers supporters also did attend a listening post for the county as well. There were 2 county supervisors that were in attendance. One of them left midway and came back partway. So I'll say this from a personal view, I am not sure of the legitimacy of a listening post if there are not individuals of power listening. I will say that. Any other comments or concerns that we have regarding the excluded workers coalition plan or pilot funding? As it's within our agenda? Stephanie, was our recommendation only put directly into the city council's packet? Was it sent anywhere else, like I don't know what you'd even call that, with like a news brief, is that the
A
word?
press release?
press
Thank
release.
you, God,
Yeah, no,
pregnancy
it
brain.
wasn't a news release. No.
Okay,
In the future, if you want one done, just let me know.
okay,
We
Yeah.
can make the recommendation.
okay, thank you.
But it was picked up by the news.
Right, so yeah, it was,
because-
so
It
obviously
w-
CBS2
right,
picked it up. And they
right.
did publish the entire,
Yes.
in the print article of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Accompanying that, the broadcast video was the full statement that we
Wonderful.
drafted. So
Yes.
it was in print.
Okay, thank you for clarification. Any further discussion on item number 5 of our agenda, guys?
Nope.
All right, if not, we will move on to item number 6 of our agenda, which is United Nations International Day of Older Persons, with the subtitle of Housing Insecurity and Human Rights in Johnson County. There will be a virtual event on October 1st from 3 p.m. till about 4:30 p.m. And I know this as I will be attending and being a panelist to discuss housing as a human right within Iowa City. Again, that is virtually held. Kristen is the one that is in charge of it. I can send you the Zoom link if you would like to attend. I'm sure it's also in other places as well, right, Stephanie?
That'd be great.
No, I don't think they're publishing the Zoom link. I think they want you to go to
Okay,
the Zoom link and like register like you do for the city meetings.
okay,
Is my understanding. But, I'll get it from Kristen and send it out to everybody, because I don't actually remember myself.
okay. Would that be all right, commissioners, to receive that Zoom link via email from Stephanie?
Yes, please.
You're not allowed to Zoom bomb, okay?
Well, now that you said that, I won't.
Darn.
Welcome, Bijou. Hi.
Sorry.
No, you're
Was
totally
in
fine.
Traffic.
You're totally fine. We are moving along though, Bijou. We're already on item number 7 of our agenda.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? Don't jinx it. Unless there were further discussions upon item number 6. Anybody?
No.
Okay. Item number 7 is celebrating differences, getting comfortable through disability awareness, which is on October 12th at 9 a.m. Stephanie, do you have more information?
I don't have more other than the flyer that's in your packet. And, I realize the Zoom link is not on here, but, if any of you subscribe to the listserv, you should have received an email with how to sign up for it, but if you did not, just let me know and I can, resend it out if you're wanting to attend and participate.
I'll be interested in attending if I can get a Zoom.
Okay, I'll make a note to send it to you.
Thank you.
Do you know if either this one or the other webinar will be recorded and distributed afterwards?
Ask that.
Yeah,
They're
seeing
all
that this is during the
school.
day, it's kind of hard. Or can we ask, is Kristen?
I will ask about the celebrating differences.
Okay.
It's up to the presenter.
Okay.
In terms of the UN Older Persons Day, I haven't seen anything in the notes that indicated it would be recorded, but I can double check and confirm that with Kristen.
Okay. Any further?
Yeah, this will be a
oh,
great event
yeah.
if we can record it.
Right?
Um,
Well, I'm thinking about accessibility, you know,
Yes.
in general, should probably then have a recording and, yeah.
Just looking at best practices, so.
Mhm.
And I think our Zoom holds up to, I mean, I think it's like 500 or something.
Yeah, it's like 300 or 500, yeah.
If you have colleagues or friends or family members across the country, I mean, certainly with the virtual nature of this program, please feel free to share it with them if you think they would be interested.
Yep.
Awesome. Any further discussion upon item number 7? I'm just moving this right along, guys. I hope
Yeah.
I hope you're feeling it too. Okay.
This is gonna be one of those meetings.
Blow the way-
We are moving along to item number 8 then, which is our subcommittees. So I'm just going to go in the order as they appear within our packet. So I'm going to start with the Housing Subcommittee, which is made up by Jason, Mark, and Adil.
Yep, no real update, so apologize.
That's all right. Nope, no need to apologize. Moving along to anti-racism.
Roger and I also have no update, but now that we've gotten a brief break from the end of the very long, extensive summer series, I think we'll have more to share soon.
Okay. And then health equity. That's Bijou and I currently. We have not been able to meet. I think we're just both capped at our own capacities. But I will bring up anybody that wishes to join a subcommittee may do so as long as you do not overstep quorum rules, which would mean the maximum of 4 individuals can be on any subcommittee of your choice. You could be on more than one as well. Mark?
I was asking a question.
Okay, what you got?
Well, back when we set up these subcommittees a couple years ago, there was a great deal of zeal, and Jason and Adil and I were on it and learning, and I'm confessing that I've stepped away from activity with it. I'm thrilled that you're making a presentation of housing as a human right. I'm glad that the Housing Authority has been represented at our meetings. We've learned a lot. But I wonder if the subcommittees is doing what we intended, since we tend not
Time
to
to
have
look at-
reports.
That's the-
I think you make a valid point.
So maybe I don't mean to diminish anybody if we want to keep them, but if we're going to keep them, then we need to do them.
Maybe a agenda item for the next meeting is to discuss, like, ongoing, what those committees should look like, and, you know, it sounds like some of the other ones you're doing some work, so that's great, but if we're not, then either we need to re-engage on that one, or find a different area of focus.
Thank you.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Siri, go
To
ahead.
add to that, I was wondering what the process would be for potentially either maybe transitioning to a different focus or for adding one, because I could see a place potentially for some education related.
Yeah, education out /
I
outreach.
thought that's where you were going, and I would
Yeah.
be in favor of that too, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I would just be in favor of reviewing all the committees at the next meeting
Yeah.
and the purpose of each, if we need to modify, update, so we can get back to work.
Agreed.
So maybe we should
I
get that
agree
as
with
an
that. I think we've had
agenda
enough
item.
shift in the commission
Yeah.
and new members and people going in and out, I think giving them a second look and seeing if they are still serving us best as they are.
Yeah.
Which I think we agree they're not.
All the head nods indicate,
Yeah.
yeah.
No change is needed, we just need to discuss what that change looks like, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm on board.
So Stephanie, could we make sure that's added as an agenda item for next time? I got a thumbs up. Perfect. Any further discussion? It is technically an agenda item for these at least 3 subcommittees that we have. Any further discussion upon these 3 subcommittees? Or would we like to table it for next time as a proper agenda item?
I think as an agenda item, we can really dive into each committee, and if that's what we need to have, or if we need more or different ones, so.
Sounds good. Then we will move along to agenda item number 9, which is Indigenous Peoples' Day proclamation for the City of Iowa City's City Council formal meeting on October 5th. I assume we will be needing a volunteer for this date. Everybody grab your cell phones, look at your calendars, see if you're available, all that good
What was the date?
stuff.
It'd be at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.,
at the senior center.
Senior
I
Center.
plan to be there.
Say that one more time.
I do plan to be at that.
Ooh.
Whoa,
Is
Hey,
that a
this could be your
formal
first- could be your first
volunteering?
one.
You'll be your first one too.
If, I don't want to if others are looking to.
It's all yours.
All you,
Pretty
Siri.
much whoever
It's all yours.
speaks
It's all
does.
yours.
Okay. Well, maybe
You're
I.
not
That's
stepping
how
on
I
any
learned.
toes.
Happy to defer and the other-
Stephanie, you're helpful in writing the proclamation?
She writes,
The proclamation, well,
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to talk about that. I wasn't
Okay.
sure, because you have the land acknowledgement too.
Correct.
Which
Yes.
should really be made into a proclamation. You know, you just kind of have to put the word.
whereas.
That's true, that's true.
So I was kind of thinking about maybe submitting that as a proclamation if the commission felt comfortable with me modifying the land acknowledgement just to put the whereas. Or I can use, you know, we kind of have templates, but the templates on may not be, as specific in, you know, the intent of what, you know, Indigenous Peoples' Day is.
I
Is
think
there any way you can use the land acknowledgement as a template, then go from there?
and then add in specific.
add in-
Yeah, that's what I was just going to, I mean, basically, I would just put whereas Iowa City owes its existence to the many, you know. you
Yeah.
Kind of go through it and put the whereas.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, just adding that, you know, I, Mayor Bruce T,
Yes,
you know, hereby do declare October, is it the 13th or the 12th?
it's the 12th.
The 12th,
Well,
as Indigenous Peoples' Day. So everybody's okay with that?
I am in support of that, yeah.
I'm in support of
My
that.
question
too.
is, when you do whereas, usually it's followed by be it resolved?
Yes, I mean, it would be proper text.
No, I mean, so would be it resolved that Iowa City community commit to understanding? Is it?
I can add that.
Well, I mean, that's what's here, right? Okay, good.
is it kosher within a proclamation to also make acknowledgement that this was written by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission and the Human Rights Commission? Can we, I don't want to take their words specifically and then attribute them as a proclamation. I want to give due where it's due.
Good point.
I think there's a way, if it looks like there's gonna be a problem, I'll let you know, but I think either towards the end of the text or maybe at the beginning, I mean, it's really the mayor's prerogative in terms of that, as to where he may want that placed, or if he wants it placed.
Or it could also be during the receiving
Oh,
of
would
the
do-
proclamation.
exactly.
It could be explicitly stated that, you know, this was written by,
Yes.
stated at, that sort of stuff. Siri, not trying to give you homework.
No, I'm up for homework. Might need some help with it, but.
And you can make your proclamation acceptance as long or as short as you would like. I've seen and have done of a, nope, I have nothing to say, thank you very much, grab and go. And I've seen 5-minute speeches. So literally,
Shoot for 2.5.
there you go. Like the way you think.
That was some quick math, I'm impressed.
It's all over.
But she's biology, she.
That's right.
All right. Well, that
One
sounds good.
question. I do have class that evening at 8:30. Do you think this
Oh,
item will be
Go
before?
It's the
the-
first
It's
thing
the
on the
very
agenda.
first thing they do.
Okay,
So-
excellent.
There may be other proclamations, but again, those
Right,
would
sure.
take within,
Done by
It'll be right in the
6:15.
beginning.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I plan to stay as long as I can, but.
yep. I have never seen that as an issue.
I always see it's the first 5 minutes.
Wonderful, thank you. Looking forward to it.
Glad that you accepted. Moving along to item number 10 on our agenda, which is the Human Rights Awards presentation, 7:30 a.m. October 27th. We have nominations out. There's a,
Yeah, it will be
I was like, what is this?
ceremony will be in this space, we'll set it up so there's a podium, so it will look more like
In here?
it's. Correct.
Okay,
And it will just be for commissioners and honorees and whoever they choose to bring, just to be conscious of COVID protocols.
Cool.
And we will work on a script, which, actually, I should probably, I mean, generally, the chair opens up the breakfast if you're.
that's fine.
And then if anybody wants to, if any commissioners want to participate, like, there's enough of you, if you select 5 honorees, like, each of you could read a pre-made script as to why this person is being recognized and then present them with the award.
Mhm.
Or, in the past, we've just kind of had one person, but since this will be a little more intimate, you know, I guess it's more the preference of the commission as to if each of you kind of want to volunteer to present an award, or if you would prefer to select amongst yourselves. So Jessica will open and close it, but then maybe select another commissioner to present those awards.
Yeah.
It, when, so then, what's the timeline again for nominations
So
and?
the nominations close on Thursday.
Okay,
And it would be my preference, if at all possible, for a subcommittee of commissioners. It could be 4, 3 may work a little better just because if you 4 need a number.
Yeah.
oh, sure.
So 3 may work a little better, but if at all possible, to try to convene no later than sometime on Monday via Zoom.
Okay.
Which I can set up and provide the information, but to go through and select the honorees.
How many nominations do we have? More or less?
Are there multiple per
Category?
award?
There's,
All the
I
questions.
don't really pay attention
Used to
the
be 9
categories
awards.
Because those are so fluid in terms of how you guys want to assign.
Sure, that's true.
But some of the nominees have duplicate nominations. Other people in the community have nominated them.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm available.
Okay. I want to say that I don't think there's any more than 10. I don't
Okay.
think that.
okay. That's more than last year, so that's,
Yeah.
That's
kinda-
the
last year
question I was
it was
asking.
just a little sparse because of COVID and everything, I think, too, but.
Sounds like Mark is volunteering to be part of the subcommittee to,
I didn't.
before Monday?
Mark and Tony.
Yeah.
Oh,
And We'll be
okay.
together.
I won't be in charge of
on
your schedule.
Monday.
If you say you can do it, Tony, you can do it, but are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
You're
want
talking
the-
about on Monday, right?
You want the work done on Monday or before Monday?
Well, ideally, you would have it, I mean, people don't tend to write long nominations. They, I mean, if you get a paragraph, you're getting a pretty full
Yeah.
nomination. So the ideal would be for everyone to have read the nomination form and then come to have a discussion about who, you know, I think last year you decided first who you wanted to recognize, and then you kind of went back and decided how you wanted to assign the
Yep.
awards. But that's, I mean, but yeah, I guess to be prepared on Monday to have a discussion on who you would like to see recognized.
So Tony, you want to meet here? Who else?
I can do it if you need
Can you
3.
get us a place to
So I
meet?
did it last year and I will defer this year. It's
Yeah, I
a busy
did
time.
Same,
The first
same
year,
thing.
so.
Space here?
You could also meet
Want to
via
go
Zoom.
someplace else?
Fine. Yes, fine. And you're talking about on Monday, right? So we should set a time for Monday?
Yes, please. I can't do it in the evening.
I'm an open book on Monday because I have the day off.
While they're doing that, Stephanie, so
Ooh.
question,
Oh, smart.
so
I
I
like-
will ask this because I've been asked it a couple times, is the honorees from last year, so this will just be honoring this year's nominees, right?
Correct.
Okay, so been asked by a couple different people about last year's nominees and whether or not we would catch
You name
up
the
since they
time,
didn't
Roger.
have their
10
own
o'clock?
event.
10 o'clock?
10
But
o'clock,
that's
Tony?
not the plan,
10 a.m.
correct?
10 a.m.
I think the commission can kind of talk about that when they're actually holding what I consider to be a breakfast that they've held in the past.
Okay.
Because technically the folks this year are not getting what.
Yeah, they're not getting the full thing either.
Exactly.
I get
So
it.
if the commission wants to kind of go back and give the same type of program that other honorees have gotten in the past, then I guess that may just be part of the larger event where you could get everybody at one versus, because then you're always kind of playing catch up because next year we're in this situation, I mean,
Yeah,
so there
it's
might
hard.
be just a better way to invite people when
Sure.
they come back. in person.
So, or maybe a suggestion then, maybe if you're gonna open it,
Intro.
to just to have a acknowledgement of last year's winners briefly, and,
I'm fine with whatever gets written on a script.
They did, I mean, I understand that it wasn't a formal ceremony, but they were presented with awards. There
Yep.
were pictures taken, they were put on social media. So,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They just kind of just didn't get the event at the Hilton end.
Yep, yep.
But,
Well, they're not getting this year either.
during the kind of the peak of COVID and personally.
Yeah, I mean, I get all that, and I'm fine with doing it this way, I just want to acknowledge that I've been asked that, so.
I think one person reached out to me too, and I mean, if the purpose is to try to still be kind of COVID conscious, I don't know if this year would be the year.
Inviting more
Well,
people
yeah,
into a space.
I would
yeah.
not suggest, inviting more people, so it's just, yeah.
That's the acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Second, yeah.
Okay. And just, Jessica, if you can remind me if when we're sending you kind of that stuff, if you
Yeah.
don't see it.
So 10 o'clock Monday.
And then, yeah, the subcommittee of Tony, Mark, and
We'll
Roger.
meet here and you reserve a room for us?
I will reserve a room here at City Hall, and what I can do is, if you prefer, I can send you, as early as tomorrow, the nominations to date. I
Yes.
can either make hard copies or I can send them via email, and then whatever I receive past that time and date, I can send out on Friday. I don't know what USPS is doing in terms of first class mail, I don't.
I think email would be
Hopefully you
fine.
get Saturday, but I can't guarantee that.
I would prefer email.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
You get to me quicker and
Email is perfect.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. So sounds like we have a plan. Will there be coffee at 7:30 a.m.?
I can get coffee.
Yes. Okay. Just asking for coffee.
Otherwise, Jessica might not survive.
Mark
so
has
we-
suggested donuts, and I'm also on board with that.
I'm joking.
I'm not.
Cardiologist would be nuts.
I second Jessica's.
Okay, coffee. At
And,
least.
and donut.
Oh, and donuts. Okay. See.
We have plenty of time to get that figured out.
Just stick with
If
me.
the numbers are peaking at the point where people don't want folks taking their masks off, I would probably decline on that. But if things are kind of like they are now, then I guess I don't see any public health concern by having. The problem with the appetizers. or
Correct.
whatever is it invites the-
Masks off. Yep, for sure. Well, thank you for indulging us.
We'll plan on it unless things just, go down.
Fingers crossed for not. Anything else, Stephanie or commissioners, regarding number 10?
Well, Mark, I guess when you say donuts, do you mean like daylight donuts or you mean like donut holes?
I mean local daylight
I'm
donuts.
being
Come on.
silly.
He's
Okay,
not.
but if you weren't being silly, what kind of donuts?
Like,
I
the
would
Hertz
have-
donut
I
apple
would have
fritters are
cake,
like this
plain
big.
donuts. That's why you ask somebody else.
So there's a difference in donuts. I mean, you can get donuts.
Daylight donuts by local.
Daylight donuts.
Okay.
He did not,
A
he did not
mixed
expect
bunch.
the whole donut discussion.
No, man,
Hey, you said
Make sure that whole discussion's captured in the minutes in detail.
Yes, donut holes or donuts?
There are
Donut
differences.
holes are not donuts.
We have
A
priorities.
donut hole.
Cake donuts are regular, like glazed.
Oh, glazed
They're
all
called
the way.
raised donuts
Sprinkles,
or
yeah.
cake donuts.
Sprinkles fan.
I go through Daylight Donuts drive-through way too much. Okay.
No, the lingo.
Oh, God, it's so
Yeah.
terrible. It's wonderful, but it's terrible. Okay.
We got it.
Woo, all right. anything besides more discussion regarding donuts, about item number 10 on the agenda?
Y'all are making me hungry. Let's move on.
Okay, we're moving along for Ashley. Guys, we're already at number 11.
Yay.
We're gonna
Yeah.
start with staff announcements. Daisy, you've been hanging out. You've been very silent. I'm gonna pick on you first. Do you have any announcements, or are you just absorbing the daylight donut conversation?
We recently hired 3 new officers so right now they're going through the field training process. So once they make it towards the end where we can start checking off boxes, they'll be good to go by themselves. They'll actually come and visit, so you'll get to meet them.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't know when that'll be. It all kind of depends on like how they're doing and how we're doing, so
Right.
hopefully within the next, maybe like 2 to 3 meetings from now.
Okay.
So, soonish.
Nice.
Ish.
And I'm sure like all of you have just been really busy. The home football games are very taxing on some of the staff. And then this weekend and Penn State weekend is the weekend we're all looking forward to, because that'll definitely be a busy one. But otherwise, that's all I got.
Not a night game, it's
Excellent.
3 o'clock, so I think that'll.
That's good. Short and sweet.
Yeah, it'll be probably close to dark when it's over.
All right. Well, thank you, Daisy. We'll move along to Stephanie. Wonderful
The
Stephanie.
only thing that, I was gonna mention is, I had sent out an email to the HRC members and TRC members, but the city has a table for the African American Museum of Iowa, History Makers Gala, which is Thursday, October 7th. And the reception starts at 5, the dinner and program start at 6. It's at the hotel at Kirkwood Center, which is on the, I don't know how you describe that, like the Kirkwood Community College campus up in Cedar Rapids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
that's where the event is held, but.
Take the Ely
I
exit?
didn't get any hits from either
To a
group, so
hotel?
I just thought I would mention it again here in person, if anybody, was interested in sitting at the city table at that event. The tickets, of course, are complimentary.
Well, how many people are supposed to be at city table?
So the table seats 10, and so far there are 6 open spots.
Wow. And I might be interested.
And I mean, there's people that they're recognizing. I think I sent the link before, so if you want to go back and look, but.
I'll go back to my email. I think I saw the email.
But if
Cool stuff to be
anybody
able to do.
wants to, like I said, it's first come, first served, but just let me know because they're really trying to get their attendance list together.
Yes.
And so they just want to know sooner than later who's going to be sitting at that table.
Sounds like a really good opportunity. Mhm.
Are you gonna be at that city table?
So I double booked myself, and it's also possibly an evening of a TRC meeting if they change their meeting schedule. But it's also, we're doing an expungement seminar at the
Oh, yeah.
library in collaboration with Iowa Legal Aid, and that runs from 4 to 7, so I need to be there to make sure that, that goes off
Yeah.
without any problems. So I will not, but
I put a note to myself to get back to you.
I would really like to attend, and I already have a commitment, but if I can get out of it, I will get back to you super quickly. Thank you, Steph.
Sounds
I say I'd love to attend, but I'll let you know I'm not really
If
sure.
I get in, I can drive.
I mean, I have gone in the past, and it's a very well-attended event. I mean, if you look at the link, I don't know, I was thinking of easy 300, 400 people at the event. Now, I don't, obviously, this year that will probably be different, but it's a
That
very
makes me a little
Great.
nervous.
I know.
venue, too.
You're steering us away.
Really?
And so it's, but that's all I have.
Thank you. I'm gonna go around with commissioner announcements. Commissioners shall not engage in discussion with one another concerning said announcements. Just gonna start and go all the way around. So Roger, I'm picking on you first. You got any updates or announcements to share with the group?
I actually don't. Just getting back to the groove of things, so I don't have any announcement.
Siri?
I do not have any announcements either.
Quite quickly.
A couple things. One is through the Interfaith Alliance, they're encouraging study groups for a 10-week study on the 1619 project, and maybe you've heard about them, to get together a group and work on that together. I think it'd be a real wonderful learning opportunity, especially if you get a diverse group. The other thing is that last Saturday, this past Saturday morning, I was at a bed and breakfast table, and I met a man from the Helen Keller Foundation, and we had a vigorous discussion about protected classes. And it goes so much, relates to this differences, and just the compelling work that that foundation is doing. To let you know it's out there.
I'm going to be attending the International Day of Older Persons on October 1st, which you'll be getting via Zoom. And that's really my only announcement.
I don't have anything new.
Nothing. Ashley?
I'll go. So I started, actually the date of our meeting last month, started my graduate program at the University of Iowa in the School of Social Work. Very excited about it so far, and I'll have to catch Roger up, but there's one class in particular, Discrimination, Oppression, and Diversity, taught by Professor Yolanda Spears, that has been absolutely fantastic. I've learned so much already, and I know it's going to, it's given me more ideas and helped inform me more about work that we could be doing on the anti-racism subcommittee. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. Tony?
Iowa City Pride's this weekend. I've been pretty busy, obviously.
Just a little.
No, it's our 50th anniversary, so I'm really excited. Hope you guys can make it out for a couple of the events. It's all outside. We don't have any indoor events. We're practicing trying to do social distancing and all that stuff.
Weather's gonna cooperate, hopefully.
The weather's going to be nice. It's also the first week. Monday kicks off LGBTQ History Month. Kind of why we chose this date as our up. So that's kind of exciting. There's lots of events going on this weekend, so be safe. There's something else with Pride that I can't remember right now, but we're doing a Unity March this year instead of a parade on Saturday. We're meeting at College Green Park around 11 a.m. This is in relations to Black Lives Matter, because a lot of Black trans youth, women in particular, are murdered every year. There was 21 last year that were murdered. I have 10 masks made for that. I'm wearing each one during Pride in honor of them. So we have that Unity March going on. It's a really quick, easy route, probably 15-minute walk from College Green Park down to just right there. Washington and Lynn Street is where everything is going to be taking place. And if you really want a fun night, I'm performing on Friday night of Pride as my alter ego, Paparoni.
I love it.
Really want to see a hot mess of a performance.
Isn't that what makes it fun?
Be there at 7:30 because I'm the first one going.
Oh,
And I'll
nice.
probably just be eating
Great.
pizza on stage.
Okay.
It's on the Friday night. The performance is on the Ped Mall, on the fountain stage. Saturday, everything is on like Washington and the Ped Mall is where the vendor fair, and on the main stage is Washington and Lynn's. Well, yeah, the cross between Washington and Lynn Street, right next to the senior center.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Between senior center and Uncle Son's. That's about it. Oh, we got 33rd. We got 33rd in our softball World Series out of 82 teams.
Congrats.
Hey,
How many teams?
82.
30
Wow.
33rd out of 82?
Yeah.
So-
So we finished like
Top
4
half.
spots higher than last year.
Ooh. Always improving.
Always improving. I didn't die.
Yay.
That's a win.
Wonderful.
That's it. That's all I got.
Thank you, Tony. Bijou? No updates? Before we adjourn, if you don't mind, I just wanted to ask about the November meeting. It's a little bit not on the agenda, but I just wanted, since all the commissioners minus Seal are here, that is the week of Thanksgiving, because it's the 4th, right? We're on the 4th Tuesday, so that would be the 23rd, whereas Thanksgiving is the 25th. I have no conflicts, but I just wanted to ensure that we would have quorum that week in case there are any planned getaways that anybody is lucky enough to have.
I plan to be here.
I
so-
believe our meeting would be scheduled for the 23rd of November, so I'm pushing ahead one meeting, just trying to plan.
I will be here.
I will be
Be here.
here.
Okay.
I'll be here.
It does not sound like an issue. I just wanted to make sure, because we had moved it in previous years. And then we do not plan on holding a December meeting due to holidays as well. Is that correct, Stephanie? Okay.
One
Cool.
other announcement I just thought of. I did notice today is also National Register to Vote Day.
Ooh,
So, you know,
Facebook told me so.
that's where I learned it too. But a lot of people have been posting about it. So I think just a reminder that we obviously have a city election coming up for both school board and city council. There are competitive races in both. So but make sure you're encouraging all your friends and connections to register to vote and turn out to vote. So city elections and school board elections are historically very low turnout. And I think the last 18 months has shown that they are extraordinarily important positions and that have a lot of influence over our community and what they do. So I hope that hopefully that's a good argument to get people to change that dynamic of lower turnout.
Am I right that this is the first time in at least some time that school board has also been on that same ticket?
It's the third time.
Oh, okay.
So, yep, but it's a relatively new law change where they combine, school board used to be every 3 years. And then city were every 2 years, so the state changed the law and they combined those, and so it's on the same ballot now. This is, I believe, the third cycle where that's true.
I think it's a good move.
I think it's a great move to get more people, but I was reading about them.
Wonderful. Any further commission or staff announcements?
Move to
Here.
adjourn.
Move.
Second.
Second. That means we will adjourn. We're not going to take a vote at 6:12.